What's up, guys? Yes. This DJ will kick the floor in 3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome back to Mzansi. We're back again. It is that time of the night where we have to talk about what is happening in that court. A bit earlier today. Yes. So we are here. We gathered here to listen to the proceedings. Yes, and a lot is happening in the studio, but we'll soldier on.
Yes.
I've someone accused me of interjecting.
If you hear some background noise, our apologies in advance.
Yeah.
We've got extra hosts.
Yeah, we do. We deliver of the court. Right, so yeah, but again, interject someone is saying that, and thank you for those who defended me. Honestly, I've been quiet these days. I've been quiet, but
Mr. Anonymous has been very quiet. I'm the one doing the blabbing and everything.
You get people pushing. I don't know whether I'm gonna say they are. There are people who I think they don't like the voice of a man. Most time, that's what I've realized. Like kunabantu abangamthandi ukuzwa izwi lendoda engathi kungaba izwi lomuntu wesimame. And then you get those who don't want to hear izwi lomuntu wesimame. I'm an extremist, in my opinion. People who just hate you for nothing. Yeah. Okay, but yeah, thank you. We're not here for that. I think I'm matured enough for me to go through this whole process. I don't entertain it that much. Sometimes it is important to tell people when I feel that you are taking your anger to a wrong person. I'm not the one who created or who made you to hate men, for example, that you don't want to hear them even coughing. I heard, more especially yesterday, I said I can even almost count how many times I spoke. Like it's
less than 5.
Less than 5 times. Less than 5 times, yeah. Right, but let's continue. Let's continue, Emil.
Yeah, hey guys, apologies. Yes, but it is what it is. We interrupt each other. I've also interrupted Mr. Anonymous in the past. It is what it is. It's how we work. We give each other chances. So yeah, we're trying our best here. So please calm down.
It's fine, man. It's fine. I don't think that it is something that would worry me that much. Yeah, I've been around to know. But
hey, kunedrama nyane thize enzakalayo ya Calvin Mutibedi. Have you seen?
No.
Hey guys, there is a lot in this country. I can't keep up. But for now, let us remain with what we came here and what has gathered us today, which is the Senzo Meyiwa trial. I listened to the proceedings. I tried my best to be early today, you guys. It's very tough, but I tried my best. So I'm going to quickly go over today's evidence and hopefully make some space for you guys to call in later, because I'm seeing a lot of people are on our case about that. It's been a while since we opened the lines for you guys to call in. So hopefully today some of you get the opportunity to share your thoughts. Nama, I'm curious. I want to hear from you guys what you think about the proceedings, more especially the evidence in chief of Bongani Ntanzi that is being led currently by Mr. Ramosepele. So he continued with evidence in chief of Bongani Ntanzi today. He started by addressing the objection from Baloyi yesterday when he was claiming that Zungu had conceded that was not Bongani Ntanzi on that picture, the so-called person wearing blue and wearing a cap with their face not shown. Of course, Advocate Kumalo did come and tell Constable Zungu that that is actually accused number 4. But Zungu did not concede. So I don't know where this thing of saying that he did correct himself came from. He didn't do that. So I don't know. I just feel like maybe the state was doing this just to interrupt Ramosepele or have him abandon that line of questioning. What do you think was happening there?
I also think so. I think that it was just done to disturb the process.
It seems like anything that makes Zungu less credible, the state will block for the defense to go deeper on it. That's what it feels like. Then Ramosepele said, before we begin yesterday when we were dealing with Exhibit S, you identified, and then I put it to you that Constable Zungu said the person on that photograph was yourself, and my learned colleague Mr. Baloyi stood up and clarified and said it was not even an objection, but he clarified to say that Constable Zungu had corrected himself, and my stance was that I'm dealing with only the evidence in chief. I'm not dealing with evidence in chief of Mr. Baloyi or Mr. Kumalo. I'm dealing with any correction. So I want us to go to that aspect to show you that Constable Zungu did not correct himself, but he conceded under cross-examination. He did not come back by himself the next morning to say, my lord, I have made a mistake. So Baloyi said, my lord, we don't really want to play with words, but that is what we said. We said in cross-examination by Advocate Kumalo, he made that correction. Concession, correction, it's all the same. Is a concession the same as a correction?
No.
So how's that?
I mean, you can interpret. It is subject to interpretation. You can interpret, but I mean, knowing that court, I mean, you don't want to do that. So,
Zungu did not come back and say, I am sorry, I made a mistake.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I mean, continue.
That is not a picture of Mr. Ntanzi, or that person on the picture is not Ntanzi. I made a mistake. He did not do that. And another thing, he did not make that correction. That would have been accepted as a correction. And then after being told that that is not Ntanzi, Ramosepele did it with his cross-examination, and then Kumalo did it with his cross-examination by saying that that is actually my client. My client admits that that is him on that picture. And Zungu was like, okay, he didn't concede. And at the same time,
it is exactly what Ntanzi or any other witness of the defense go through, and then they're called liars.
Yes. And now we are being told that a correction is not it's all the same thing as a concession. No, it's not. He had an opportunity to concede and he still didn't take it. So I don't understand. Ramosepele then said, I'm not speaking about Mr. Kumalo. Mr. Kumalo comes after me. This was done on record by a person called Mr. Ramosepele confronting Constable Zungu with that assertion that the person on page 47 is Mr. Ntanzi before Kumalo. Ramosepele was standing his ground, okay? He was very upset in the morning with this whole thing that Advocate Baloyi was attempting to do. So he went to the record of the 8th of September 2023. He did abandon it and said that he was struggling to find it. And then, but point still remains that Constable Zungu did not make such concession. He should revisit it and put that answer that Zungu gave in cross-examination with Advocate Kumalo. It was not even a concession. So if he has more questions to ask on this aspect, he should continue. Then Ramosepele started off by also giving the testimony of Zandi Kumalo. We all know that testimony, and because I wanted to cover time, I don't think I'm going to go through it because we all know it if we've been following the case, right? So I'm going to start with the part where he was questioning Ntanzi regarding Zandi's testimony. He started with the testimony from the time that they were waiting for Longwe to come. Yeah, that's where he started it in the afternoon around 6 p.m. He started narrating from there, and then he ended up with when they were taking Senzo to the hospital, and he was ultimately declared dead on arrival.
Well, sorry guys, I know that you probably are wondering where your chats are. They're with me here. Technical issues.
Oh, he actually started it from Dorothy Nyembe Stadium when they were picking up Tumelo Madala at the N3. Yeah, that's where he started. And then he ended up from the time that he passed on at the hospital, or was declared dead on arrival at the hospital. Now, Ramosepele said, "Did you hear all of this testimony during her? Did you hear all of this during her testimony?" Ntanzi said yes, and he asked if he was at 1351 Kutlanong Street, Mzama, Section 4, Sloras, on the 26th of October 2014. Ntanzi said no. Ramosepele then said, "And during my rehearse of that evidence, did you hear the description that she gave of the second male that entered the house?" Ntanzi said yes, and the description that she gave of the second male that entered the house, that he was tall, he was wearing a hoodie, he was not too light, he was not too dark in complexion. I want to clearly Mr. Ntanzi grasp that, because we are going to come to the dock identification where Miss Zandi Kumalo stood in that dock and pointed at you with a clear face that you are the second male that entered the house. Did you enter the Kumalo household on the 26th of October 2014? Ntanzi said no, I don't even know where it is. And he asked if he was one of the two males that had entered the Kumalo household on the 26th of October 2014, and Ntanzi said no. Ramosepele then asked, did you chase Kelly Kumalo to Zandile's bedroom on the 26th of October 2014? Ntanzi said no. Were you pushed by the people that were in the house together with the male that had dreadlocks to the kitchen by the people that were in the house? Ntanzi said no, because he was not even there. He said, I don't even know where that place is. Ramosepele then asked, were you assaulted with a crutch in the house, in the kitchen of the Kumalo residence? And Ntanzi said no. Ramosepele said, did you take any cell phones or belongings belonging to people that were in the house? And Ntanzi said no. The other feature that Zandile then added in her testimony here in court was that the second male was tall and not too dark and not too light, wearing a hoodie, had a beard that went around his mouth. On the 26th of October 2014, did you have a beard? Ntanzi said no, I didn't have a beard. So Ramosepele then said, on the 26th of October 2014, did you have a beard that went around your mouth? And Ntanzi said, no, I did not have a beard in 2014. This beard situation, let me tell you what happened. It only dawned on me. I had forgotten about this beard situation. So trial starts. Advocate, therefore, was presiding for the defense. It was with Titi Tobani. They cross-examine, they do the things, evidence is presented, Zandi testifies, no mentioning of the beard, right? And then we come in as the social media people. And I'm going to say social media people, that includes all of us across all platforms. And then we talk about the beard, right? Well, this is very interesting because the beard Ntanzi has and the one on the identity kit are not the same. Guess what? De novo, Zandi now talks about the beard, while on the ID kit and the statement that was compiled with Ms. Steenkamp, she did not mention anything about a beard. She even said that she could not identify the second suspect.
Yes.
So this was a very interesting development, which is why sometimes maybe you guys may find us boring and whatnot, but we feel like we reserve some of the thoughts we have, Mr. Anonymous.
Yeah.
Out of caution because of what is happening in that court. This was very weird, but it happened in real time. It happened where now social media people are hammering on a certain aspect, and then they de novo, and after they come de novo, witnesses who could not identify second suspects now are able to speak on round beards.
Yes.
So this is some of the weird stuff that has been happening with this case. So Ramosepele then said on the 26th of October 2014, did you have a beard that went around your mouth? And Ntanzi said, no, I did not have a beard in 2014. Ramosepele said, the description by Miss Zandi Kumalo, does it fit your description of how you would describe your complexion? And Ntanzi said, no. Ramosepele said, were you in the vicinity of the Vosloorus area in general on the 26th of October 2014? Ntanzi said, no, I don't know Vosloorus. Ramosepele then said, mention was made by Ms. Zandi Kumalo that because she has already doc identified you, and he said, I won't say a certain male, she says it's you. It's you. Do you know of any male person with dreadlocks that you were with on the 26th of October 2014? And Ntanzi said no. And Ramosepele said, do you know of any male person that Ms. Zandi Kumalo is referring to that you were with in Vosloorus area on the 26th of October 2014? Ntanzi said no. Ramosepele asked, did you see any person pointing at the people at the Kumalo household with a firearm? And Ntanzi said no. Were you present in the Kumalo house when a person with dreadlocks demanded cell phones and money from the occupants in that house? Ntanzi said no. Did you have a struggle with Kelly Kumalo for Zandi Kumalo's bedroom door while Kelly was trying to open and you were trying to open it? Ntanzi said no. Ramosepele asked him, did you participate in any events that related to the killing of Mr. Senzo Meyiwa on the 26th of October 2014? Ntanzi said no. Were you present in that house when gunshots were fired? Ntanzi said no. Did you witness Mr. Senzo Meyiwa being shot and killed? Ntanzi said no. Zandi Kumalo testified that 3 gunshots were fired. Were you present when the first gunshot was fired? Ntanzi said no, my lord, I wasn't there. I also don't know where it is. Ramosepele asked, were you present when the second and third gunshots went off? And Ntanzi said no. Ramosepele said, now the description of a tall male person wearing a hoodie, just that description, does it fit your description? And Ntanzi said no. A tall male person wearing a hoodie, it can be anyone. Right? It can be anyone. So it's a very vague description. Ramosepele went to the issue of the dog identification of Miss Zandi Kumalo, and Ramosepele said she was standing in that dog, pointing at you to say, there's this person, that man. My blood only tells me this is the person that was inside the house. And she did that with a straight face. You forgot also the tears, the hysterical tears. And she did that with a straight face. Some people would say were crocodile tears, but I don't know. And then she said she did that with a straight face. And he said, once you were in the dock, Ramosepele referred the court to the transcript of the 19th of July 2023, the evidence in chief of Ms. Zandi Kumalo, and she was engaging with Advocate Baloyi. She said, in my statement, I said that the persons, if I were to see them, I would identify the both of them. Baloyi then asked her, ever since that day of the incident, have you ever seen the people who introduced or who intruded in the house? Zandile said, only here in court. And then Baloyi said, yes, can you explain what you mean? And then Zandile said, as I'm here in court, I saw the gentleman here. This is the point where she started crying. I said, hey, it ramenze court. Then she ended up saying it's suspect 2, the one that had a hoodie following the one that had dreadlocks. Then Baloyi asked, are there any specific features that enable you to say that accused number 2 is the second person who was in the house? And Zandi said, on that day, I explained that I took the crutch and together with Tumelo tried to assault the person. It was him. I looked at him very well. Yet you couldn't tell Mr. Warrant Officer Steenkamp how he looked like. Baloy then said, are there any specific features that enabled you to identify him? You've already placed the description on record, but when you see him in court, what reminded you or what enabled you to say that he was in the house on that day? Zandile said, his whole face. I remember well. His stature, his body, as well as his height when he was standing. Well, then Ramosepele said, Mr. Ntanzi, you were arrested on the 16th of June 2020, and on the 19th of July 2023, you were identified in the dock as one of the male persons that entered the house. Before the dock identification by Ms. Zandi Kumalo, had you ever seen her before? Ntanzi said, no, I don't know her. Ramosepele said, between the 16th of June 2020 and the 19th of July 2023, has Ms. Zandi Kumalo ever identified you at a properly constituted ID parade? Ntanzi said, no, I was never taken there. Ramosepele said, is it correct that when she dock identified you, you were not sitting alone in the dock, but you were sitting with the other co-accused in this matter? And Ntanzi said, yes. Ramosepele said, before the court proceedings here started, have you seen Kelly Kumalo, Zandi Kumalo, Tumelo Madala, Mtogozi Sitwala, and Gladness Kumalo before? And Ntanzi said, no. Ramosepele said, since your incarceration on the 16th of June 2020, before your first appearance at Boksburg Magistrate Court on the 27th of October 2020, have you been called by any of the investigating officers in this matter for you to attend an identification parade? Ntanzi said, no, I was never taken. Then Ramosepele said, now in summary, Mr. Ntanzi, regarding the evidence of Ms. Zandi Kumalo saying that you entered the house with this other male person, demanded cell phones, a scuffle ensued, resulting then in the shooting of Mr. Senzo Meyiwa. What do you say about this evidence and also her identifying you from the dock? Well, Ntanzi said, I'm saying, my lord, she told lies about me. Ramosepele then asked, do you have any knowledge about the killing of Mr. Senzo Meyiwa? Ntanzi said, no. Did you participate or are you in any involvement in the killing of Mr. Senzo Meyiwa? Ntanzi said, no. Now Ramosepele moved to the evidence of Tumelo Madala. In recap, his evidence is similar in nature to that of Ms. Zandi Kumalo. In essence, he states that two male persons entered the house. The male in front was a short male stature with dreadlocks and also wearing a hat. And he described that hat as a Scotch hat. And essentially he says there was an altercation in the kitchen between the people that were in the house and the male persons that entered the house. But he says that the person that assaulted Ntanzi with the crutch is not him but Zandi Kumalo. The important part, he said, is that he says that during the altercation in the kitchen, he also threw a punch to your face, but also like Ms. Zandi Kumalo, he identified you from the dock. So Ramosepele went to the dock evidence regarding the dock identification that was done by Tumelo Madala. And on the 7th of August 2023, Tumelo and Advocate Baloyi, it was evidence in chief of Madala. And Baloyi said, you pointed out accused number 2 as a second suspect that was in the house, and you described his clothing and he had a hoodie. Are you able to describe his features? Madala said, even though I may not have had a very close reaction with him, but a person you once saw like that, it's not easy for you to forget them. Is there anything, Baloyi asked, perhaps outstanding that you noticed about him? And Madala said, what I could say is that it was a hoodie jacket because he entered the house, he was having a hoodie on his head, and he was tall in comparison to the one in dreadlocks. Then Baloyi asked, what else? Mr. Madala said he had an all-around beard. An all-around kind of beard, as well as just underneath the lower lip. He meant that on her. At the bend of the lower lip, there was a bit of some hair as well. Then Baloyi said you said something about trimming. And Madala said it was trimmed round about the mouth and the chin. So Ramosepele then said the only descriptors that he gave of you was that you were tall in comparison to the first male person that entered the dreadlocks, and that you were wearing a hoodie. But importantly, he states that you had an all-round the mouth kind of beard. Do you understand what he says when he says someone has got an all-round the mouth beard? And Ntanzi said yes. What he's saying is that he had a beard that is shaven around the mouth. And according to the interpreter, he was demonstrating. Ramosepele then asked, did you have that kind of a beard on the 26th of October 2014? Ntanzi said, no, I did not have it. Even the pictures, they are from 2018 and 2019 and 2020. He was referencing his own pictures, the ones that were downloaded from his phone, or allegedly from his phone, because later on we find out that it's actually a hot mess. Ramosepele then said, we will come to the photos in due course. Now, over and above the all-round kind of beard, he also said you had a beard, a bit of hair growing on the bottom part of your lip. Did you have that as part of your facial hair on the 26th of October 2014? Ntanzi said, no. Even now, as I am before the court, I don't have it. Ramosepele then said, and before the doc identification by Mr. Madala on the 7th of August 2023, had you met him before? And Ntanzi said, I saw him for the first time here in court, my lord. Then Ramosepele said, 2 eyewitnesses that were in the house at the time of the incident place you in the house at the time of the incident. Describe the role that you allegedly played in the incident that transpired on the night in question. What do you say about that? Ntanzi said, my lord, I am saying that it is not true. Even in the boardroom, I told the police that I was not there. I did not kill Senzo Meyiwa, and I'm not someone who goes to force slaughter. I even mentioned it to them. If they were asking me about traditional song and dance, I'd be able to respond to them, but not to things to do with someone's killing, because even in the boardroom, I would tell them that if I was not at work, I would be at home, because even the employer from work did come and told the court that I was not on duty. They came here and they said I was absent. They didn't know my whereabouts, but the employer revealed the papers here that I had applied for leave, which is then why I informed them in the boardroom that if I'm not on duty, then I'm at home. Well, Ramosepele went to the evidence of Mthokozisi Twala, who also testified like Zandi Kumalo in respect of the 2 male persons that entered the house. Demanded cell phones and money from the persons in the house. He said he did not participate in the altercation because when it transpired, one of Kelly's children, a son named C, was busy playing in the house, so the first instinct for him was to protect the child. So he took the child and took cover for protection, watching the altercation from somewhere in the house. He then heard a gunshot, and in panic and fear, he exited via the kitchen and ran out. As he exited, then the second male person that entered the house also followed him and chased after him. That's when on the street just outside the Kumalo residence, he jumped into the Ngaches, which was immediate next door neighbors into the Ngaches yard. And that's the male person that was chasing him. He proceeded to run straight towards the park. Ramosepele went to the part where he gave the description of the second suspect, and the description given is that he was tall, wearing a hoodie. He also said that the second male person that entered the house was carrying in his hand something sharp that was like a knife. Ramosepele asked him, did you enter the Kumalo residence armed with a knife? Ntanzi said no. Even now, he doesn't know where that is. Ramosepele asked, are you the second male person that chased after Mthokozisi Twala as he ran out of the Kumalo house? Ntanzi said no. Are you the person that after chasing Mthokozisi Twala, after jumping into the neighbor's yard, you proceeded to run into the park? Are you the person that ran into the park? Ntanzi said no. Are the second male suspects that participated or was involved in an altercation with the people that were in the house at the Kumalo household in the kitchen? Ntanzi said no. Ramosepele now went to the evidence of Ntabiseng Mokete. She says she's Mapiri's sister and they are diagonally opposite the Kumalo household. On the night of the 26th of October 2014, she was seated in a car with a friend Yolanda Nota, and they were just sitting in the car, a Honda Ballad, As they are sitting there at some stage, she heard what sounded like a gunshot go off. She debated with her friend that is a firearm, and the friend said no, and she said, no, I grew up around a hostel. I know what a firearm sounds like. This is actually a firearm. As they are discussing, she sees a person passing the vehicle running towards the park, and that person that was running was a male person. Shortly thereafter, they hear the second gunshot, and she said to her friend, if we don't get out of this car, we will die. And at that stage, they see two other males running past the car that they were in. One of the males that was running past the two was running past the second. One had dreadlocks, and she could see that they were dreadlocks because they were bouncing, on the person's shoulders or body as he was running past. So the second male that was running with the dreadlocks person was also wearing a hoodie, and he had a bigger physique. Once the first person had run after the first shot, the two other males had run off after the two shots. She then heard a third shot. After the third shot, there was nobody that was running past the car. She testified that she didn't know where the males were running from, and she sees them as she had already passed, or she saw them as they had already passed the car. So she had only seen their back sides only. She didn't see their faces.
Yeah.
So Ramosepele then said, the question that I want to ask you relates to what she describes as a man wearing a hoodie that she sees passing, but most importantly, the bigger physique that she mentions in her testimony. How would you describe your build or physique in 2014? And Ntanzi said, I have a small physique. I am better now because I no longer gym. If I was still gymming, my body goes back to how it was. So he's saying that he might be tall, but he doesn't have or didn't have a big physique back in 2014, in a nutshell. So Ramosepele then said, did you have a bigger physique on the 26th of October 2014? And Ntanzi said no. So Ramosepele now went to his first appearance at the Boksburg Magistrate Court. Now here's the juicy part. This is where more information is given light. So Ramosepele said Brigadier Gininda has testified that you were charged on the 26th of October 2014, and a warrant of arrest was also issued and served on you that day as well. Do you recall that when you were charged in respect of this matter? Ntanzi said yes, he was charged on the 16th of June because he was told that he's being charged in the case of Senzo Meyiwa by Mogani. The police station where he was charged, he says he didn't know it at the time, but he ended up hearing in court that it was actually Pretoria North. Ramosepele asked him if a warrant of arrest was not served on the 26th of October 2020. Ntanzi said no, they came to him early and told him to wake up, he's going to court. He went to bath, they waited for him to finish bathing, and he got dressed, then got into the car and went to Fort Loras. So it seems that, in my opinion, Ntanzi doesn't understand the formal charging process. I could be wrong. To him being told that we are charging you was what he said translated to him as him getting charged, which happened on the 16th when they were arresting him.
Yeah.
But then he doesn't understand that whole process that I think Sibia understood, that he filled his charge sheet was filled in on the 26th of October 2020 after they arrested him on the 30th of May for Senzo's case. So Ntanzi doesn't understand as well. I feel like Ramosepele should have hammered and made him understand the paperwork, because even us, we got to hear more on the paperwork, the charge sheet and everything via Mgomezulu.
Yeah.
So I feel like he should hammer, he should emphasize on the charge sheet. The date of the charge sheet was on the 26th of October 2020, not on the 16th.
Okay. Yeah, I think so.
I feel like you should emphasize on that. That's just me. So Ramosepele then said, but we are referring now to the 26th of October, which is now common cause. That on the 26th of October, he should say his thumb. I want to give a clue by when were your thumbprints taken for a charge sheet, not a confession, a charge sheet. Because the hard copies that they have are for the 26th. So there's nothing on the 16th relating to Senzo's case.
Yeah.
So he said, but we are referring now to the 26th of October, which is now common cause, that on the 26th of October 2020, you appeared together with the 4 gentlemen here in court at the Boksburg Magistrate Court. Ntanzi said no. Ramosepele said it's also common cause that you were taken to court on the 27th of October 2020 to appear at the Boksburg Magistrate Court for the first time in respect of Senzo Meyiwa's case. That is Foslora's case 63610 of 2014. And you've testified the only person you knew was Mr. Sibia. When you appeared at the Boksburg Magistrate Court on that day, did you have a lawyer present representing you in this matter? Ntanzi said there was no lawyer that he had appointed. Yes, there was a lawyer that arrived at Mchiako, but he was not appointed by me. He said, I don't know who appointed him to come and represent me in court. Ramosepele asked, did he place his name on record when legal representation was now required by the magistrate? Did Mr. Mchiako place himself on record as representing you? Ntanzi said, if I remember well, I think he stood up and he addressed the court. I raised my hand and my request was not accepted. So this judge was not paying attention to Ntanzi at all. One has to wonder, was he also in on this whole thing? That's a question.
One has to wonder, and we continue wondering.
Because when someone is in court and they're raising their hand and you don't even want to hear what they have to say, it's kind of weird.
It is. A lot of weird things about this case.
It's strange. It is strange. And they're like, no, you're here, your lawyer is here. You should speak through your lawyer. But how do you know it's his lawyer? Did you get the proper proof that he did? He's representing this person and he is indeed his lawyer. This is scary, man. Ramosepele then said, why did you raise your hand and what was the request that you wanted to convey to the court? Ntanzi said, I wanted to know who informed him that I was going to court and that I was arrested. Secondly, when we were at the cells, because the court did not sit for a long time, after I've raised my hand, so we went down to the cells. When I got down, I told my banner that I would like to go into the cells and speak to Sibia. They then refused and said, no, you can't speak to these ones. Because I was standing in the passage, I never went inside the cells. That is when this lawyer came to me. Then we had an argument and I wanted to know from him who told him to come here and who told him that I was going to court. So it seems like they were also making or isolating Ntanzi to make the rest of the accused to believe that he was the one who sold them out. This was an isolation technique that was going on here, because by refusing for him to speak to them, his co-accused, it created this impression that Ntanzi perhaps sold them out. Why is he getting special treatment? Why is he not in the cell with us? Which put his life in danger, in my opinion.
Yeah, it did.
So Ntanzi was going through.
Unfortunately, I don't think those people even care about such.
They might not care, but can you imagine? That's the worst case scenario. That not only are you imposing things on him and lawyers on him, but you are isolating him from the people that are now finding themselves in this position, and they are also being made to believe that they are in this position because of him.
Yep.
Because he's the one who pointed them, according to the investigator, the investigators who came to testify that because accused number one was arrested, he pointed us to accused number 2, and accused number 2 pointed us to the rest of the accused.
Yep.
So he said who told him to come here and who told him I was going to court. And it was at this time he told me that I was interrupting the deal. I don't know what he said about the deal, and that there was an amount of 3 million rands that was set aside. That is when we really fought. I asked him if I was arrested for someone's murder or was I arrested for a deal. I wanted to know because I did not have any deal with the police. So one can speculate that Mjiako was there for the money.
It sounds like that if Ntanzi is putting it like that.
As soon as he saw Ntanzi rejecting the plea deal, he was as gone with the wind. He vanished. Guys, hi God. So he was there for a kaching-ching.
But I think, I don't want to believe what you're saying, but I feel like this is something that probably has been happening for many years, and this thing of money, it was never really, in my opinion, to put it to that extent of saying that it probably, maybe, allegedly was there for the money. I think this was just a ploy, like any other ploy that they've been using. I mean, hearing how the processes of Krecha went, I mean, you cannot help but feel that this is the way they deal with things. And there's allegations of many more who also were promised money and they were never paid and they are rotting in jail.
What if the money does get released, but it doesn't go to the people that it is being promised to? Something to think about.
To release the money, you have to leave a paper trail of such amount.
Maybe they've got ways.
Yeah, maybe. But you probably are triggering some of the worst thing that could happen, which is investigating you. How many people are going to give money that you keep on telling, take this, take that? Because that's what Ntanzi is alluding to, that they just paint you and then they promise you money. And the other witness that allegedly said he was part of, that's the process, So you cannot, I don't know, but could be possible.
Hi, Asas. We'll always be wondering. We don't know. And then he said, that is why when I got a chance to speak for myself at the Rustenburg court, I raised my hand and addressed the court, asking the court to open a case because I don't know who sent him. And we never sat down or spoke about anything. Ramosepele read the transcripts for the first appearance at the Boksburg Magistrate Court on the 27th of October 2020. The court said, Mr. Mjiako, do you confirm your appearance for accused number 2? Then he said yes and made apologies on why he did not introduce himself to the magistrate prior to the court starting. This is the first court appearance. And he did not go and introduce himself to the magistrate prior to the proceedings. He just rocked up at the opportune time when court was starting. And then he apologized. That's very interesting. Ramosepele then asked him, did Mr. Mjiako consult and approach you to consult you to tell you that he has instructions to represent you? Ntanzi said no. Then Ramosepele said, did you tell Mr. Mjiako that you are appearing at the Boksburg Magistrate Court on the 27th of October 2020? Ntanzi said no. Did you give Mr. Mjiako instructions in writing on merits and financial instructions to come and represent you at Boksburg Magistrate Court on the 27th of October 2020? Ntanzi said no, up until today, he has not told me who paid him or gave him financial instructions. And Ramosepele said, you appear again at the Boksburg Magistrate Court after the first appearance. The matter is postponed to a full month to the 27th of November 2020. Did Mr. Mjiak also come to court on that day and purport to represent you again on this date? Ntanzi said, no, I don't remember well whether he was there or not. Ramosepele then said, if I refer you to the record of the 27th of November 2020, on that day, did you address your previous query from the 27th of October 2020 at court? Ntanzi said, I raised my hand many times at the Boksburg court without receiving any help. There was a time when I got a chance to speak for myself, and he said he can't remember whether it was that specific date. He doesn't recall. And then Ramosepele said, on the 27th of November, the court says, Mr. Mjiako, you may approach your client. Mr. Mjiako comes to the court and says, as the court pleases, I apologize for that, your worship. My client wishes to address the court, and I advised him that he has to address the court through me. But he has been insisting that he wished to address the court. I am not particularly related to this appearance. The court said, yes, the court, this is not going to allow that at this stage. Now, the court goes on to say something very interesting. The court says this is not a media conference. Ntanzi, as he's raising his hand. And Mjiako had just communicated that he doesn't want to speak through me. He wants to speak for himself. He says this is not a media conference. This particular judge is saying that this is a court appearance. If you wish to address the media, do so on your own time.
How
and
does
not
he know
do it
that
as part of the court
what was contained
exactly
from what Ntanzi wanted to say? We're just asking when I judge wherever you are, which I kudala niyenza lezi zinto ezeyi allegedly. I mean, how do you know what this person wants to create a media spectacle without you hearing what he had to say?
It was a very
the
interesting
oppression
thing for
that
him
tells
to say.
you, and that should speak to Rata also, because that's what tells you how these witnesses have been treated for so long, and it is still continuing even in Rata's court. One way or another, it is still continuing through their witnesses being put under immense pressure and all that. But
one
it
would
be
say
a
he was
surprise.
putting a gag on him. He was scaring him to silence.
He was scaring him.
Now mentioning of the media as if Ntanzi is the one who called the media to come and address the media. And who addresses the media in a court? Let's start there.
And how did you know what he was going to say?
He said, I advise you to be quiet, sir. You have a legal representative and advise you to be quiet and act upon your attorney's instructions. This is so strange. He really wasn't allowing Ntanzi to speak. And Ntanzi never asked to address the media. And why was he deflecting? I feel like this was also a deflection. Why was he deflecting like this?
I'm not sure.
And mind you, the cameras were there. The media was there. The sound was terrible. But Ntanzi did not call the media. The accused did not call the media. So why are you now attaching the media to Ntanzi? Because he's incarcerated. He just wants to speak to the court. He wants to talk to you. But you're not giving him a chance to. Amakota South Africa. Well, Ramosepele said, is this the time when you raised your hand and wanted to personally address the court. Ntanzi said, I believe it was because in the first appearance I did raise my hand and I could not get assistance even on the second one. I did raise my hand and I also did not get assistance. Well, Ramosepele said the matter was then postponed to the 5th of March. On that day, Mr. Mjiako was not at court. However, he had submitted a letter via the office of the prosecution that was then read on record on the 5th of March at the Boksburg Magistrate Court. Ramosepele said the prosecutor, that's advocate by law, you guys. The prosecutor now addressed the court and said, accused number 2, he placed it on record, the letter from Mjiako. Guys, Hi, guys. So, when a defense attorney fails to show up in court,
it does happen.
So they give the prosecutor the letter to say, I will no longer be representing this person.
You are supposed to give the court order.
Register.
Yeah.
Why is it being given to the prosecutor, guys? I'm baffled. Like I'm shocked. Well, he did read it into record, and it was addressed to the Director of Public Prosecutions. The letter was addressed to the Director of Public Prosecutions. It said, we confirm that we act on behalf of Mr. Mbongani Sandiso Ntanzi, who is accused number 2 in the above matter. Immediately after the last court appearance, Mr. Ntanzi withdrew our mandate as his attorneys off record.
You were supposed to come and do that in co-objection.
And opted to be represented by the Legal Aid Board. We also have not been receiving instructions from Mr. Mjiako, who appeared on behalf of Mr. Ntanzi. Is no longer with our firm and has joined the Cape Bar as an advocate. I am mindful of our duty to formally inform the court about these developments and duly withdrew as Mr. Ntanzi's attorney off record. However, due to family bereavement, I'm unable to make it to court on Friday, the 5th of March. Listen to this letter. It also sounds like another person wrote it. It was not written by Mjiako. And my other colleagues are out of the province. May I therefore humbly request your assistance in informing the court about these developments and praise that non-appearance be excused and our withdrawal as attorney of record. Thank you in advance. And it was signed on behalf of Mjiako attorneys. By who? Because it doesn't sound like Mjiako is the one who wrote this letter.
It doesn't.
This is some shady stuff. Well, also what I found strange is that the interpreter didn't interpret this letter in full to Ntanzi. I was expecting it be interpreted to him in full because this letter is weird how it was written. Well, the court then said to Mr. Ntanzi, do you confirm that you are no longer making use of the services of Mr. Mjiako as your attorney?
Why ask him now?
And that you wish to and that you wish to apply to the Legal Aid Board for assistance in this matter. And you as accused number 2 responded and said, your worship,
as an officer of the court, could have done it himself. I know it was written, they say it was written by the woman and all. Mjiako was still in the same, what do we call, it was still under, doing the same thing.
Yes.
It's not like he was living the law.
No.
He could just live anyhow. Even if you are living there, that fraternity, you still have to. But in this case, he was not living.
Normal lawyers come until the last day and they tell the judge.
The only thing that changed is from attorney to advocate. Now, does that guarantee you to actually just live like umoya ongcwele?
No. So then after the legal aid was appointed, Ntanzi said he remembers that day in court. Ramosepele said the legal aid lawyer was in court on that day and also told the court that in anticipation of you terminating Mr. Mjiako's instructions, he had already spoke to you. He said to the court the same will be going for accused number 2. He's also complaining of assault, and may the same arrangement be made so far so that he can also be consulted or approached so that he can open a case. And the court said, Mr. Baloyi, do you confirm that this information was given to you and that you have undertaken to assist? Baloyi's response to the court was, indeed, your worship. And then there was indistinct of what was said further, which means the recorder could not pick up what Advocate Baloyi further said. But he did promise to assist. Ntanzi said he didn't get a lawyer. He did get a lawyer, my apologies. He did indeed get the legal aid lawyer. And he told him about the previous lawyer. He was complaining about Mjiako to him, as he could see that he was not in court. And he had to explain to him that it's not because he was not getting paid or he was not paid. Because I feel like another reason Mjiako gave was because he wasn't getting paid. Well, he said that's not the reason. And he just wanted to know who hired him, who was paying him. And from Rustenburg, he said, I was persistent in wanting to know exactly who informed him that I had been arrested because my whereabouts were not known. Ntanzi said even if there was a matter I was going to appear for, who was letting him know and communicating with him? Yeah. That is all I wanted to know. Because he would pop up at every court appearance, Ntanzi, guys.
Conveniently.
And then say he's abandoning bail when he's never consulted with him. Strange things were happening to Ntanzi in 2020.
As an advocate currently, he's still practicing as an advocate.
He's at the Cape Bar. So he said, even at the court at Boksburg, I spoke after they gave me an opportunity to speak. I told them that this lawyer, I told him I got assaulted by the police when I was first arrested. When I told him on the first day, when we spoke on the 27th, I told him that I had been assaulted. And then now you come and tell me about a deal with the police, a deal of 3 million rands. So what is really happening? Now you are here in court. I never told you to represent me in court. We never talked. But you are here in court telling me about a deal. That's why I told the court that this person is not that I did not pay them, but exactly who is paying them. I wanted to know, and who told him that I was arrested. What hurts me is that Mr. Baloyi agreed in court that he will assist me, but he never assisted me with anything.
Oh, what do you expect?
Ramosepele then said to Ntanzi that when they were dealing with the dog identification by Ms. Zandi Kumalo and Mr. Tumelo Madala, there is an exhibit in the ID kit and the report by Ms. Amanda Yvonne Steenkamp. He said they intend to call Ms. Amanda Steenkamp during the Ntanzi's defense. So Ms. Amanda Steenkamp will be appearing as one of the witnesses to come and testify under Ntanzi. Ramosepele read the part where Zandile gave the description of male A, and with regard to the second suspect, she could not describe the second suspect. The third person Mr. Steenkamp interviewed was Tumelo Madala. He gave features that he observed of suspect A, the first male to enter the house. With respect to the second male, Warrant Officer Steenkamp said he could not compile the second suspect. So both of them could not compile the second suspect. Then Ramosepele then said, Mr. Ntanzi, I'm not even going to ask you questions on this. I'm just placing it on record so that when she comes here, questions will be put to her in respect of this, because the witness have said that during this process they made certain additions and features to the ID kit, but it is not recorded on her report. Do you think it was a good move to announce that Warrant Officer Steenkamp will be coming?
Yeah, Steenkamp is not... I'm not scared, when it comes to people of color. It's okay. Yeah.
Well, then after the long adjournment, Ramosepele now moved to the call date record. Sergeant Mohani testified that sometime in February 2021, then Sergeant Mabena received a call that Ntanzi was in possession of a cell phone in the Valeria police station where he was held. They went in there and indeed they retrieved the cell phone from Ntanzi, and Ntanzi said that was not true. Ramosepele then said the cell phone recovered from you was a Samsung J5. Ntanzi said that upon his arrest, 2 phones were confiscated and there was no phone that was found on him at the police station. Ntanzi asked that between Glovu and Hose and Stain, who got the phone first? Which was a good question. But then Ramosepele reprimanded him for asking him a question. He said he must ask him questions when they consulted. He said, you don't answer a question with a question. Ramosepele said to him that it was off record and they will argue the cell phone records at the end of the case, and they're not going to burden the court with the transaction that Mr. Stain did this twice. He came to testify twice actually in court, and then Mr. Host then came also to testify. He said they are not going to traverse that. That is a mountain of evidence that they are going to be admitted at the end of the case. Ramosepele asked, did you have access to a cell phone device whilst you were in custody in Valeria? Ntanzi said, I had no access to a phone. Ntanzi said he also did not have any of his 2 SIM cards in his possession while he was in custody, and that he made no cell phone calls or send SMSs and please call me's. Ramosepele said cell phone records presented here in court show that around September 2020, the please call me's from your device and the number to Mr. Mjiako. And Ntanzi said, I never had contact with Mjiako. And the other thing, my phone was taken without it being off. They never showed it to and said, here is your phone, it's off, or requested for me to switch it off. And Ramosepele said also communicating from call data records, it also shows that Mr. Mjiako would then call you back and communicate with the person that had the device, which was your phone. And Ntanzi said, I never spoke to Mjiako. Ramosepele then said, did you contact your family members via text, via cell phone calls, whilst you were in custody with using your cell number? And Ntanzi said, no. Ramosepele then said, now the cell phone records also show that whilst you were in custody at the Valeria police station, your cell phone would ping certain locations. For example, Palmer Flats, MTN Centon, 17th June of 2020 in particular. This was a day after he got arrested. The towers that were pinging were MTN Centon, Palmer Flats, there's Vosloorus Baptist Church, Pretoria University. So Ntanzi was moving around all those places while he was inside a police station, and this time it is said he was in Pretoria North Police Station. And then they say that they found the phone at Valeria police station. But at around this time, his phone was pinging all these towers around Gauteng while he was supposed to have been at Pretoria North police station. If this does not prove that the phone was not with Ntanzi, then there's no hope.
Don't worry. Don't worry. The judge is going to ask, is this not your phone? One question.
Ramosepele then said, was your cell phone in your personal possession at the time it pinged at these locations? Ntanzi said no. It's a Vosloorus Baptist Church.
iyothandaza ifuna kaNtanzi bithandaza ifuna kaNtanzi and hayi khuleka lizokubuzela ijudge lakho is going to ask you a question, one question that will show you ukuthi no lapha sibheke north but sibheke west.
Ramosepele then said, if you are in custody at Valeria and your cell phone pings at these various other locations.
Beyothandaza esejele ngomoya ongcwele. Phumile ephethe ifone umoya ongcwele. Ntazi esikayini atshuza ofika yongena esontweni. Wathandaza uthi hey leli cala lingamgwebi.
Yo.
Yangithola.
Icon. Then he said, do you know?
That is how the other people from the other platform think.
And he was flying
and
towers across Gauteng when he was in a cell.
And Bomazinho. That is how Bomazinho are thinking. Ukuthi Ntanzi should Ntanzi umuntu one magic vele. It's capable of being in many places spiritually. Avane phone yakhe emoyeni. Iphethe la. Ndiza famba moyeni angene university. If we follow this Team Cool, thank you very much. Siyabonga. And I saw someone as hey guys, I'm defeated phela. This thing is not working. Boy Tumelo, thank you also. God bless you. Should manje, if you look at this thing vele, lo muntu lo beka flyer all over angene university study or doing something, because this is their evidence ukuthi if ifoni pinga on some hostel according to the movement of Kelly's phone, therefore it went to the hostel.
Yes.
So kusho ukuthi bingena kuzo zonke lezi ndawo. Ifoni it was entering University of Pretoria. That's
Photographic Baptist Church.
It missed us. Should it have done it in 2014 like that? Ngabe simbonile uNtanzi ngamehlo ngoba ngabe nathi besilapha eUP. Yabo. So this is how crazy these theories are. And they were never put on record. I'm surprised now they are put on record because ngesikhathi Ntanzi ecindezela ngale they were never put on record. At least Ramosepele.
How when no judge was?
Jumpy man.
Hey, what do you mean? Hey, you know, Johnny. They had to wait.
We're not
for
saying
them
you were
to
there. We are
present
saying
their
you are
case.
there.
And we're still gonna hear more. We're still gonna hear more shocking things.
But even those who are opening cases on speculations, I sometimes agree with them because what can you do? What can you do? In all honesty, a reasonable person should be able to put 2 and 2 together.
This has been such a waste of time and resources.
Yeah.
Like
the only thing ngempela ongagcina uyenze is to dephonize this thing. Open a case and just create an investigation because
I'm sorry.
There's nothing footing him solar good.
What
can you do? This is after they say this is their law. This is how this law is goes. You have to evidence and all that. Imagine our evidence like we are born up a court to jump. What are you supposed to do? You know, speculate. Bojike court I prove it wrong. Akumangalelo ngcono bese kumele ukuthi keep ama bank record.
Abuya ama transaction are weird. Money going out. Is it even money coming in? What was happening?
Because you are saying a person was paid.
Yes.
A thief could allegedly been paid. So if you umangalela for uthi umoshi gama lakho, you will need to prove ukuthi there was no money that went to.
Yes. Once and for all. Yeah.
At least yabona asivaye ngalo route le ngoba ayishubile bafethu. Yabona uyabona ukuthi udlisa imbongolo utshela ukuthi uyibonile imbongolo ibulawa iphekwa phambi kwakho. Kuthiwa inkomo le. This is a cow.
This is the case, yes, Senzo.
Yabo. But laba bantu laba balapha badlisa imbongolo as if kuyinkomo or something. In fact,
this
is you. Inkomo le. Uyibonile ihlinzwa phambi kwakho awuzange uxwayize nokuxwayiza yafakwe ebhodweni, they cooked it in front of you and then they are telling you this is a cow.
And it smells like a goat.
And it smells like it smells like a donkey.
It smells like a donkey and they're saying it's a cow.
And they are saying it's a cow. And then Batolama minions or something, I don't know, God forgive those minions who go to media. So tell me, this is the way the defense is going. Guys, ulala kanjani ucindezele ingane zabonye umama yazi abanye lezinto ezinenhliziyo ezimbi kodwa phela ulala kanjani? How do you sleep in the morning, like at night you dream uvuka but yes angithule ngoba ngagcina ngikhuluma izinto ezwrong, but they sure know how to choose those people vele lezi ezingena backbone, lezi confused. Allegedly.
Well, Ramosepele then said, if you are in custody at Valeria and your cell phone pings at these various other locations, do you know who had that device? Ntanzi said, no, my phone was confiscated from me on the 16th of June 2020 when I was arrested. Ramosepele then said, remember the testimony of Colonel Steyn and Hose to say that when they received your cell phone from Brigadier Kininda together with the discs and whatever information that was handed to Colonel Steyn, they would not work or download your phone because it was pattern locked. Ntanzi said, yes, my phone did have a pattern. And Ramosepele said, this phone, as it is using data, using airtime to phone and even sending please call me's, are you the person that was recharging it with data and airtime? And Ntanzi said, no, I was not in possession of a phone. And Ramosepele said, do you know who was recharging the battery of that phone in order to make the transactions that are recorded on the call data? And Ntanzi said, I don't know. My phone was taken by Mohane and Mabena on the day of my arrest. Ntanzi confirmed that he has siblings and he counted from his paternal side, and also his sisters are all his mom's children. So from his mom, he has sisters only. Ramosepele asked if he knew Mbekiseni Ntanzi, and he said he knew him. He is his brother. They share the same father. So Ramosepele then asked, do you know when Mbekiseni was working at the time of this incident? And Ntanzi said all he knows is that he was working in Mpumalanga, but he did not know what kind of work he was doing in Mpumalanga. And then Ramosepele asked, between the 26th of October 2014 and the 16th of June 2020, did you have any fight or quarrel with any of your brothers? And Ntanzi said, none. No, none. I am the youngest. They are older than me. So how do I fight or quarrel with people that are older than me? And then Ramosepele asked, did you confide in any of your brothers that you had knowledge or that you were personally involved in the killing of Meyiwa? And Ntanzi said, no, I never had a fight with my brothers and there's no one that I spoke to. Ramosepele asked him, did Mbekiseni ever reside in Kwamashu squatter camp? And Ntanzi said, I don't know when Mbekiseni stayed in eThekwini, Durban. Even at home, none of my brothers have ever stayed in Durban. All I know is that he once stayed in a mine called Siavala in DK. He was staying there with my elder brother. DK, according to Ntanzi, is located when you go past Carltonville, Poch, and Kutsong. So he said you go all the way forward or ahead. So it sounds like it's quite far from Carltonville itself. Ramosepele went to the exhibit of a download of photos by an officer from TSU. Ntanzi identified a picture of himself, and it's that picture that they say was taken on the 10th of June 2020. Ramosepele asked if he knew the source of the device that had stored that particular photograph, and Ntanzi said he cannot recall whether it was in the phone or the memory card. And on another photo, the officer testified that it was taken on the 4th of June 2020. Ramosepele asked him if he was employed at the time that this photo was taken. Ntanzi said that he was, and he had just returned. He was at home and he had just returned from herding cattle. He was with his mother on that day, and the cattle were further down. He was even wearing a two-piece from the mines, so that he used to work with at the mines. But he was home when that particular picture was taken. So Ramosepele then asked him, as of the 26th of October 2014, how old were you? And Ntanzi said that he can't remember. Ramosepele said that he will give him time to recall, and he was 22 at that time, 22 years. And in 2020, in the picture that was taken, he was around the age of 30 years. So in 2014, did you look at this, especially with respect to the beard? And Ntanzi said, I did say in court that I did not have a beard in 2014. And then even if you fetch my pictures from 2013, 2012, I don't know about 2014. Those are the photos that I will be able to get from 2014 with this picture going forward to 2020. It's about 4 years going down. I have grown. I am young. I do grow. And Ramosepele went to a picture that is said to have been taken on the 12th of November 2020 at 1738. He was arrested at this time.
But there were activities happening.
Yeah. Ntanzi said that the house on that particular picture he used to visit, it was painted in white. And the house was Butelezi's house. But there he could not see clearly because the pictures were blurry. Now on the next picture, it was from where he was renting at Freedom Park, and the picture was taken on the 12th of July 2019 at around 1925. In another picture, he identified his brother Butelezi's house in Marikana, and he said that he used to go
His
there
brother.
when he was not working. Akiru utu
Mfowabo,
a friend, but he's not his
friend.
biological
Yeah.
brother.
Interjection. Can I interject for your supporters? Please like the video. Please like the video. I got a macro-managed here, so I must ask. Please like the video, guys. We have like 498 people, close to 500.
Guys, please
we
like
only
the
have
video.
233.
Help us out.
Yes.
Give us encouragement.
Please like the
Give
video.
us a push.
Let's assist the morning gang for today.
Ukhathalekile. Please help us out. Press the like button.
We even
Doesn't
listen to
cost
you
a
if
thing.
you tell me not to speak. I'm quiet. Shows that we listen. We don't judge. Please like the video then.
So, some of the pictures, they didn't have a date of capture. And Ntanzi said that the one that was particularly taken on the 12th of November, he was already arrested. Even the pictures were not clear. And when he was arrested, he did not have opaka, slippers. What do they call them in English? Those slippers.
What do you say slippers?
I don't know. It is the first English word that came to my head when I'm thinking about the clip. And he said that is surprising to him, or it's actually shocking. And it is weird too, He said that when he was arrested, he did not take slippers with him. They actually were given to him later, much, much later at Rustenburg. So the judge said, sorry, on this picture, did he have a mustache, or am I dreaming or imagining it? While Ramosepele said he does have facial hair. I don't understand what a mustache has to do with anything. What is wrong with it? What is going on with the mustache? Why is the judge paying attention to a mustache?
Njengoba ngisho nje ukuthi leli judge izokusurprise.
Ntanzi said that he's disputing the date as well, and he did say that they've changed the date on those pictures. He got Adidas slippers when he was arrested in Rustenburg. Now, the other photos, photo 17, 18, and 19, were also disputed by Ntanzi. He said it's not him, and he does not know how they made it to his phone. So it turns out these pictures were of Spear. And the weird thing about the pictures that he's saying they were taken on the 12th of November while he was arrested, he's standing in front of a house. So when did he get out of jail? and go to the house and take pictures in front of Buthelez's house in Marikana or others at Freedom Park. What's going on?
Yabo lento if you ukuthi umuntu when you want to force someone to be what you want him to be. Now it does require people who are smart, yabo. Because if you are lacking, it becomes an issue now where you have to one things like that. Yabo. I mean, honestly speaking, how do you explain that?
They wanted to say that Ntanzi took pictures while he
And
was in
then
his cell.
what does that then say about Ntanzi? About all the pictures that are there?
There has been a lot of
Tempering, meaning that any of those pictures could be edited. Things could have been done on those pictures.
Yes.
Yeah, but we are told to believe Uti, these people, they don't lie. They by, in my opinion,
it's
if we
impossible
go
to tamper
by
with the date of pictures. Remember how long of an argument we actually had? We had to prove that you can change the date.
So
You can.
such things, man, where and you let me tell you, you still get the defenders. What are they saying now? Like about those pictures, what do you have to say about your people that you are defending? Kwenzeke kanjani ukuthi ama pictures angene efonini kaNtanzi bese jail? How did it happen?
Maybe they can explain. Maybe you guys can explain.
You know what? They ignore that when they bring those so-called analysts.
Yeah, they don't talk about
Omazinho.
this.
They ignore that.
Yes, they do.
Bavele nje ignore yonke leya nto, and then they start analyzing as if that thing does not exist. It's like they get a memo. Focus
It's a
on
script,
this.
yeah.
Focus on this. Leave this. In a sense, you can almost tell by those analyses how the judge is thinking.
Ever since I learned that media is about narratives, my life has completely been flipped upside down. I don't know how to consume news anymore. I don't. Kikibu narrative spinning. It's very
what
loud.
I mean, yes. Like, what do you gain? Why would you, as a what do you call a journalist, take this approach?
May
what
the
prompts
best
you?
A spinner win. It reminds me of that series Scandal of Olivia Pope and stuff.
Yes, we have
That's
Olivia
how
Pope.
journalists are now. Like,
It's
they
like you
have always
sit in
been
the
like
boardrooms
that.
There's boardrooms where you sit and you are told how to
Spin
say
the
things.
narrative,
In
yeah.
all honesty, if you say that you are not as guilty as we might think, what prompts you to actually look at this thing like that?
No, and I've accepted that that's what they do. It's their job to do that. It comes with being a journalist. You have to know how to spin a narrative. So they end up becoming more like PR people instead of actual news reporters.
And then you get the ones who probably sit on other platforms such as TikTok, where you get like all these kinds of people, and you probably get a lot of audience there.
And you get trust.
Yeah.
From you begin to trust them.
Then
and
you
you're
start
thinking,
questioning,
they're professionals.
does it pay to be there like that?
It only pays when people give you stickers when you're live.
Okay, you get
There are different
stickers.
types of stickers, yeah.
But honestly,
That's
so
the
you
only
wake up in
time.
the morning, you say, okay, I want to get stickers. Let me push this narrative.
I doubt that. When it comes to a content creator who's hell bent on a narrative, it usually is because
you come to YouTube, probably you fail or something happened, it's not working properly on YouTube, that narrative, because YouTube normally requires people who at least have grade 12 going up, and then it does not work like that. People there here are going to tell you things the way they are. I mean, we are told if you are interjecting. Yeah, so
I appreciate you too.
So basically, you start questioning, and then you get those who are like, okay, I'm available anytime. You want someone to show on TV or to show, take me.
Yeah, it's a service that they provide. I can align with
the
whatever narrative.
Why?
I'm in a mover. Yeah, I'm in a mover. I can align with whatever narrative you give me. I will kill it. I don't care what people think. I feel like as a journalist, you must have that thing of not caring what people are thinking. You become sort of like an amoeba. You can shape shift into whatever narrative that you are instructed to go and give to the people. So I used to think this was at their own doing, but I believe that their bosses are the ones giving them the mandate, that this is what needs to happen. Go do it. And they do it. That's why they don't even care. They don't care.
Yeah, it happens when you take this thing of journalism just because you are interested in money. You are going to sugarcoat things.
May the best amoeba win.
The one who sells the story better.
Yes. Yeah, that's how it usually works. That's what I'm seeing. And it's a hard knock at reality. That's why I no longer even do stories anymore. I remember I used to want to cover stories, whatever story that is because, hey, now kuchulile manje, I think deeper. I'm like, hi man, this does not make sense. And this is... Yeah, but you put the dots together with everything that you are finding. So only relying on one source now is very dangerous. You have to try your best to find out as much as you can and not fall into pushing a narrative. Bona, they are getting paid to spin the narrative, but are you getting paid to become a rumor monger, to pass on the narrative they've created, and you're doing it for free? Tabanga, ruining someone's reputation.
As much as we are also on the scope on these platforms, but at least we get now to come in and have a voice, even though it's not much.
Yeah.
But we are able to have, you are able to have what you are thinking.
Yes.
You know, I was for me a practical example is when it comes to, I mean, as most people know that I support Basa. So there's this talk Basa, a guy who updates the Basa. You know, when I listen to that guy, I relate. I so relate. Like he when he's venting, his frustrations are my frustrations.
Okay.
And then you get this other one, I won't say his name, who speaks like he's part of management. Like tell you about technicalities, hey, finances, this and that. Hey, do you get me? You've got two people. The other one speaks like he's getting some information direct from the camp of Basa, which is not true, by the way. And then you've got this one who is the supporter. That's it. He does not care about finances. He does not care about who. All he cares about is that I need my team to win. I need to get joy from that. If I'm not happy about the coach,
like
I'll
a true fan.
Yes. And then you get those journalists that go deeper, and you get those journalists who reason like they are presidents themselves. You're like, but you are supposed to represent us, not
That's what I
the
thought
person we are complaining about.
Apparently it's
you know,
not.
it's us you are supposed to represent. You know, I'm frustrated. I just lost a game. You come in, you tell me about, unfortunately, guys, it's a fact. You cannot buy players. The hell?
They are gaslighters. They gaslight.
Yes, I feel like you're gaslighting me because I start wanting to murder that script. Like, what the hell, bruh? I just watched shitty game. Forgive me for my weight. And then you are telling me about how budget is tight and all that. Do I care about that?
Yeah, they are all over, guys. They're everywhere. There's this other one from the States, DJ Vlad, who had a big YouTube channel. He just came out, also tweeted a lot of disturbing things. He was saying he got paid. There's a big case that happened of pop stars, hip hop stars, Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez. And he came out and tweeted, I think it was 2 days back, he was saying that they were all paid. There are a lot of YouTubers who were paid to push the narrative that Tory Lanez did in fact shoot Megan Thee Stallion. The doctor, there's a lot that he was saying about that case, and a lot of people, feminists, were fighting for Megan Thee Stallion. They were saying, yes, he shot her, and now he's coming out and saying all of these things that YouTubers were paid to side with Megan Thee Stallion. Tory Lanez did not shoot her. The doctor was also paid to propose to write the report saying that she got shot when she didn't get shot. Yeah, it's a mess.
So do you see? It goes on and on. We can go to groups, such groups as feminism. We can go to all these other groups that once you are in trouble with something, or once it happens that someone accuses you, they just choose to
hop on, and then there's this influx of people that are hating and telling you crap and just coming at you. Yeah, the internet now has become something.
It's a mess.
It's
a mess. It takes a sober person to sit down and reflect and say, oh wait,
you should have seen this pity back then, because I was following the case. Oh my God, the women were coming in. Yes, he did shoot her.
He looks like he's capable of doing that.
Yes,
and
they
start profiling
and
you.
And then he said he shot her on the foot and said, dance B. Dance BITCH. I was like, this is sounding kind of exaggerated, but...
Exactly. That's why, Emily, even here, as we are talking like this, if one day you see this issue of interjection, you might take it lightly. If one day you were to wake up and say, Mr. Anonymous, while I was in studio, he did 1, 2, 3. Someone's gonna say, yeah, there were red flags. This guy was not even allowing her to speak. You see how much you speak because you obviously have to go through the whole process. This guy was, they will start analyzing everything that we are doing now.
Yeah, they will. Want something.
And then you give them my face, and then it's even worse because it's Zulu. It's worse. It's capable of doing that. Masculine guy. It won't count that I decided to work with you as a woman. It won't count. It will be like, oh, yeah, masculine guy. He just wanted to do that.
Well, Tory Lanez got stabbed while he was incarcerated. Yeah, he got stabbed inside the prison. DJ Vlad is alleging that Jay-Z is behind it. So that's what a mess it is. It's a hot mess.
They will tell me that's why he was hiding his face. That's why it won't count. Whatever that I gave as an explanation, it won't count. That's why. Yeah, this guy. We saw him long time ago.
Ayithi kuzabe kuliwa ngalesi sikhathi lesi kuzabe yini?
This dog.
It will be a fight.
But
One thing I can tell you is that what I'm noticing is that narcissistic people do well on social media.
Yeah, they do. They
are able to garner a lot of followers. I don't know how they do it, and they're able to make those followers fight for them.
Yeah, no, it's easy. It's easy. If
do
you
it.
are a woman and you are angry, you are probably sleeping on money. Because
You must use that
there
to
are
make
a
money.
lot of women that are sitting here on YouTube and they are angry.
And they are projecting.
All you just have to do is to create a Mr. Anonymous who really did you so bad. And then you start
and then crying, tell my story.
and then you tell your story. It works all the time. I'm telling you guys, it's a gift from me. This is a YouTube class that I never gave and I will never ever give.
But let's not only limit it to women. There are also men who do crazy things out here on this platform.
Oh yes, no, men that I've realized a lot about men, it's they we've got a lot of men that are bought more than men that would be fighting for men, and they get a lot of following. Do you get me? Unlike ladies, you just need to share your tears and then tell them about whether he existed or whether he ever existed or he didn't. As long as you are able to tell your story properly, closer to what we are seeing in that court.
You must tell your story properly.
You should be able to get your check properly. And then I can tell you now, once you share that story, people will flock your email telling you they want to also share their story.
And then
you get free interviews.
Podcast.
Yeah, you make it to a podcast about men that are really, really dogs. And I'm telling you,
Game. So many people have used that. And it doesn't work.
one lie can create money for you. One lie. And then you sit here, you pretend to listen and pretend to care. The only time
even
will
have
come.
a tissue.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, men. Men are awful people. Oh, my God. You see what I always tell you? Young women at home, listen to me.
Exactly.
Men.
Exactly. You know, for you to be followed as a man,
I'm sorry to be laughing. It's just that I've been
you
observing
need to
this
understand.
for
You need to.
5 years now. And I can
Yeah,
tell
I've been
you
watching
it's
it
a
too.
recipe.
I've been
it's
watching
a
it too.
recipe. It works all the time. And
Yes.
there's still going to be more of them rising and rising and rising. And yeah, it works. You can never go wrong with that kind of approach. On
And
the
instead
internet.
attacking all the women that are saying men or they are happy, or in fact showing
happy
affection.
marriages.
Yes.
Or
And,
that refuse to say that all men are trash.
yeah,
And
attack
then
those
you
people.
attack them and then you get...
And yeah,
got-
then you start making money.
You've got money.
You've got money for days, bro. I'm telling you, you've got stories for
And
the
then
whole
you come
year.
back and brag to the very same people that were supporting you that I'm rich. You are poor.
That's how it is. Huh? That's how you roll. But for men,
God.
yes, we have men that portray themselves as clever.
No, but
You need to
khona,
portray yourself as clever black and then be available to the highest bidder who's going to ask you at some point to actually push a certain narrative. That's what I've seen. For you to be successful, you must be usable to the bigger fishes. Like if they say they want to push a shitty story like Cape Independence is the best thing that can ever happen in the world. You need to be able to push that story with your English and all that, and it works well for you. People listen to you because now and then you pretend as if you're fighting for them. Even in politics, basically that's what politicians do. They pretend as if they are fighting for you, and then you start following them like a cult, and then they show you their true colors. And then they go on social media and tell you,
I want power.
all I wanted is power. Then you ask yourself, how did I vote for this? How did I vote for
Me,
this?
I want power. You're like, what the hell?
I mean, these people, they were close to crocodile, chasing crocodiles, closer to the crocodile. Then how did it change from that, putting South Africa first,
Oh my God.
and all of a sudden they're telling you in your face it was all about power?
I'm not going to be in there shouting, close the border, close the border. Hi, guys. Hi.
And they tell you in your face, in your face.
Yes.
They don't hide. They tell you in your face, yeah, it's power I want. And then we are supposed to listen to, for example, Saul's, their member in parliament, and believe that he's got our interested heart.
No, you don't give
The
a
questions
damn
that
about
he's asking about those people, and seemingly portraying that he's neutral as possible because he's able to even look deeper to Mkwanazi. But seemingly, if you went there and were supported by Saul's, there are two things involved. It's either he sees that you are actually helping them, the power gang,
True.
or in my opinion, honestly speaking, I mean, how does it move from I'm fighting for South Africa to that? You are a president of a party. You brief the member that is in parliament now and then. You sit down and talk. So, do you still have our interested heart? Or you just send someone who's good in English, who's going to represent you better?
It's a power thing. There's nothing to do.
All this for power. And I'm telling you, it happens. If you find yourself being favored by such people, there's something wrong with you. Whether you like it or not, something wrong with you.
It's time to
Evaluate.
take a few steps back and get away from that person. They will sell you. If you're valuable. If you're valuable and you're worth something, I consider yourself sold if you're close to them. So just take a few steps.
Because, I mean, how can you not
evaluate.
say, I mean, all of a sudden people are just,
It's politics. Dirty politics.
but it's fine. And this goes to all the political parties. Because here we have people who would defend with their lives.
Hey.
And then you
At
ask
the time
yourself,
when we were
Fuguti,
asking questions.
yes,
We
because
were
you're not
just
supposed,
asking questions.
you're not supposed to ask questions. Ask questions.
You need to ask.
Ask questions. Even the people you love, you must ask questions. Because when
Especially
it
the
starts
ones you
getting
love.
bad, you must recuse yourself from such group. No, we can all start with the right mentality, and we want to go
and
to
then we
this
lose.
direction. And at some point we get hijacked, which is what I think happened with the bigger part. I'm not going to say more, but
And you are also not helping by not holding them accountable, by not asking questions. You are not helping them. By the time they're at that top, they don't have the numbers.
that's what I'm saying. Like, if your boss is saying, spin the narrative, ask him,
Why?
do you see what you're doing
What
also
is
to my
the-
image?
Yes.
You know?
What about the people that trust me? That
One day
trust
you'll
how I
fire me.
report? Hey.
A certain SABC will have to hire me.
And then
How
I
are they
come
going to hire me at the back of
when
knowing
people are
that?
busy calling me out every 5 seconds on my social media posts? I'm even afraid to post because people bayangithuka.
Let's press the like button. But guys, let's continue. Let's finish up.
I'm done, Mr.
You done?
Ramos. I've been done.
Let's hear your calls, guys. All is alleged, and the views
And opinions
and opinions are your
Expressed
opinions. They are not.
by the callers.
They are not
Are
of this
that
channel.
of the callers. They are not of Ntanzi reality.
So the number is 071 153 700 6 071 153 700 6. That's the number for WhatsApp and for direct calls. From where I stand, everything is ready. We can have the calls that you guys were crying about. Someone saying, hi, guys, let's go back to the order of the day. We are done, actually. We will leave the topic for another day through in the streets. I know these topics, you must infuse them. Unless you do them in isolation, it might get you.
Hey, Marangati Kuyakanya, guys. There's a group of judges there at Bloemfontein High Court.
Mm-hmm.
They are reviewing this RAF thing of having people that shouldn't be qualifying for RAF claiming from it. So I'm like, okay, maybe there are other judges who are serious about things, you know.
They are, but money overpowers them. Mzansi, hello.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi, Emily, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I think you've missed this voice, you and very well for a very long time.
I have missed this voice.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, Mr. Tatterlight.
Yes.
Yeah, I was busy running the country. They sent me all over the world. I was missing everything about this case, man. Hey.
Ow, you
didn't miss much. Most of it has to do with
and I missed all our family here on this Ntanzi reality.
Yes, that you probably did miss it because
Yeah, but now that I'm back, I'm sticking to my guns, which are the DNA is telling us these guys were not there.
Mm-hmm.
The gun, there is a proven that the gun that was used is not the gun that was the guys are making us to know what it belongs to number 3.
Mm-hmm.
The head. Let's not forget the roots of this case, guys. Let's not forget.
Yeah.
Now we're wasting our time, man. That I know you, you know me. Now it's a crime. These people, they grow together in Natal. They know each other. Hey, that is my cousin. That is what. Now it's a crime.
It's a
yes,
crime
it is.
Now. And now that I'm calling you, I'm calling my friends that we spoke. Now it's a crime.
It's a crime in that court.
No, to us that these guys, they killed our fellow goalkeeper. Yes, because up until now, I don't see a proof beyond reasonable doubt to say these guys, they killed Senzo. Because now we are happy. Who knows what? Who knows who went where, and who did what? No, you were wearing this. No, you were dancing on the table. There was a skipper. How does it do that and kill the guy?
It doesn't, honestly speaking.
I'm not sure where this is going. And then another thing, even people who are in prison, who have murdered people, they still disagree today that they've murdered people. But on this case, they went so smooth. No, hey, Krunye, it's a good thing that I'm here. Hey, I've murdered Senzo, you know. And hey, I've been wanting to tell my story how we murdered that guy. How is it possible? If you really, really want to think about this thing, how is it really, really possible? Because I don't think there's anyone who'll murder someone and go online to say, hey, I've murdered that guy and I'm proud of it.
No.
So with this investigation, everything runs smooth, Baba. Everything runs smooth.
Hey.
And that's what I'm saying. Even people who are in prison, they still are killers and they what. They don't confirm to say, no, I've killed Mr. I want my daughter.
Yes.
I'm the one who murdered him. No, I did it. No, they still think they did not do it. But these guys, in their confessions, the way they were so happy, now they say they were even singing like, la la la, can I tell my story? Hey, you know how we met a dead guy? We got there. Say, hey, Kelly, how are you? Our favorite singer. Number one, we are killing this boyfriend of yours now. How is that possible?
Not at all.
Now they come to court, now they're denying it. How is this possible? These people are playing with our minds, man. Serious. And the other thing, man, what makes me laugh,
Yes.
only us, who are citizens, who knows that the police, when they catch you, they black them, eh? They black you. Only us who knows that. The judge, no. He doesn't know that there's torturing of people. Only us who believe that these guys were tortured and all that stuff. Only us who knows that. Because if it was a judge of color, this case should have been thrown out of the window long time ago. And the thing that I don't believe, the whole of South Africa. Let me talk for myself before I get chased away to say, I think the whole of South Africa. But only few of us, or the majority, no, let me say the majority of us, we are the only ones who can see that those guys did not murder sense. Only the judge and the top, the big five of this police, that only one who see these are the guys who killed Senzo.
Yes.
The majority is wrong. These are the guys. We know these are the guys.
Siyahlanya thina. We are the crazy ones.
We are sick. We are sick. No. Can't be fair. But now I want to know when now these guys, they're gonna be sentenced to life Hey, they're gonna be sentenced to life for knowing each other, for calling each other, for I don't know for what. But the facts are going to be put aside to say all the DNA that has been collected to say, I want my data was here. All the DNA that exclude these guys, are they going to be ignored? Are they going to be ignored? Because those are the foundation to say, Emre, you are denying it, we agree. But the blood that we took there, when we took yours, they match. What do you say about that?
Yes, that's what we're expecting from investigators.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying about it. If the DNA and that police, Mr. I forgot his name, he really said when they were checking the issue of a gun, he did say concern that no, that gun was never it was not aligned to the murder case of what happened there in Vosloorus. He even said it. No, that gun, let's forget about it. But only these people who now we see, I'm off-ramping, you'll cut me if I off-ramp. Who we see that Madala Commission that they are corrupt to the core. Only them who believe that this guy killed those people. Madala is revealing now the type of people we are dealing with. Guys, we are on our own.
Yeah.
We are very much on our own. Especially, I feel for the people of Ekurhuleni. Their EMPD, they should be scrapped and be started afresh. There's no EMPD there. They are on their own. So this case, we're just wasting a time. That DNA and what you should have just say, no, guys, go and look for the right people. Please, go and look for the right people.
As Chauke did.
Exactly.
Agar Chauke was made this bad NDPP.
Exactly. No, this case, this guy, if the investigation was done correctly, he shouldn't have been even get to see the light in court.
No.
If Owalo and what they were fair, these guys should have never been there. They should have went and looked for the right people. And Emily, you said the very correct thing yesterday to say everything that messed up this case is that Mr. Barry White was murdered and Emily was there, but you are not being called to come and answer what happened to Mr. Barry White. They come and call Mr. I want my data kilometers away from the scene.
Yes. Yes.
Huh?
And because of it now we are 6 years in. Is it 5 years in?
No. Our judge is just making money because from the retirement, maybe he was running short of physical auto and all that stuff. So he's breaking all these things. Hey, now I'm gonna be cut off.
But he's getting paid. Judges are paid until.
Right. Hey, my dad. Let's hear from you guys. You guys were pushing. Hey, Ubando being pushes on the phone.
Judges get paid.
Let's see what you guys have to say. The number is that number 0711537006. That's the number. Press the like button. We have not reached that 300 we are looking for or more.
Guys, press the like button. Please press the like button. Wake up if you are sleeping. Wake up and then go back to sleep.
Right.
Just press the like button, you guys. Let us know that you are here.
The only person who wanted to call is Mr. I Want My Data.
Was it only Mr. I Want My Data?
Yes, seems as if.
Yeah, everyone else, you all have checked out of this case.
Good. No one's checked out. We have like 456 people.
Okay.
Zanzi, hello.
Zanzi.
Hi, how are you?
Hi.
Njani?
Sikhona mfethu njani?
Hayi siyaphila.
Yeah.
First
Oh, so dope.
Yeah, ngamafishane nje siyabonga bashayithu ade ngifuna ukulekelela la ngicela ukubuza msebenzini mase.
Yebo.
Iqala leli STF ezwa ngayo lesibili etho 375 lavulwa ngamuphi unyaka?
Avula ngomuphi unyaka leli case 375. Lodwa lavula emva kwalo leli. Because
it was in 2022.
Around the time because la selivulela ukuthi kunofakazi.
It was 2021.
Kunofakazi obulahlekayo.
Yes, it was because of the missing evidence. I think it was around 2021.
Because this one was according to Makho contaminated. So base kuvula 375.
Okay. Ukuthi khona lahleka khona kodwa ekulungile.
No, it was because of statements that were missing.
375 ithi ifocusa kubantu abasendlini kodwa futhi ithi kukhona abufakazi bathathe ngesandla semfene.
Yeah. Ngifuna ukuqonda la ukuthi izokwedi lasiyaqala lapha kubashushisi ukuthi ibithi ngoba kunamanga amakhulu akhona athi siyavile enkantolo wafisa ubalo.
Athini na mfowethu?
Ngikhumbula interview engenziwa uTefo umTFC noma ku.
Yeah.
Okay. The chairman figure why is she date uTefo lafika nini?
Yeah.
But uma ngibuka sekukhulunywa enkantolo ukuthi idi ngabuka ukuthi kusho ukuthi bese 360 ngithathe ngibonga 75. Ngoba bokwenza mina ngisheshe ngifuna ukuyibuka njalo ingoba ngibuka la maphutha angaka akubeka icala ngathi iscript asibhala ingane encane ukuthi ngafela ukuthi akubeke kwenzeke into pase phuthuza ngoba isikhona le kato 75 isiyaziwa ngoba uzothi ubuka u379 sokuthole nje my daughter kodwa singayini don't okay just go to okay but kuyazela ukuthi no
2019 to be specific, they are correcting us here.
Yes, it was 2019.
375 is 2019. Yeah. Into okumele ukuthi uyibheke kule the 636 ukuthi indala yebo. Kodwa ke ngobude bendlela umphako uyabola. Kushuthi ubwesubola kumphako ngesikhathi ubola umphako. I always explain it like this ukuthi ngesikhathi ubola umphako kuye kubenzima ukuthi ukhiphe ezinye izinto ngoba already abantu abathize ongafuna ukuthi bebe nazo sebenazo so ushintsha khona la kodwa manje usugobisa insimbi esivele kudala yaqina uyangithola ingakho ke lama mistake wabonayo
ngikuzwa kahle lapho ukuvula amadokethi ngiclear lapho mina ngifisa ukwazi ukuthi esika kubashushisi iliphi elifike kuqala ngoba wayisho njalo ngale first year ku-2018 ku-interview kacele no-JJ Tabane kulento leledo ebuza ucele ngayo lelokhuzana the case that I know there is a breakthrough that has happened. The arrest is and there'll be a confession. That was 2018. And okay, we ucele umprofeti siyazi because lama confession asenkantolo enjengampunyaka but ucele on 2018 was already speaking about sexual. Yikho lokho kwenze ngaze ngahlehla ngathi ndokuthi something angeke ngizame ukuthola but ngiyasilenga nami ngokuthi ulwazi lakho ngifuna ukubuza.
Mana ke uyabona ke to clarify this part angithi i636 kakhulu ngathi ucele uyena owajuba uMakhubo no Buthelezi ukuthi kuze kufike ku375 impela ucele uyena umuntu ofithema ingena nje lokhuzaneni wayesebenza nalabo bantu kodwa ngoba ngisho nje ngobude bendlela umphako uyabola uyayizwa le nto le eventually nawe ugcino but if you can beat them uyayizwa le nto mangabu
join them
so mhlambe lokho kwakuzwa wena kwakuvele kuqhamuka ngalaba undoso wayebakhethile uyayizwa lona wathi ngoba nabo bayasho ukuthi impela kukhona umuntu ongathi wa break anya wayikhumbula lezo story lezo zikhona lezo story ukuthi khona umuntu owayelapha endlini ongathi allegedly wa break kodwa ke kwaseqhamuka 636 yavele yanamandla kakhulu uyabona yanamandla kakhulu i-cold room kwaseke kanjalo ke yafaka i375
hayi no ngiyakuzwa ngithi ake ngingamosha isikhathi labane kodwa ngike ngapha mina amacala ayi-cold room ngithi ngizama ukuthola bake benza amapha amacala adumile ngathola amathathu ngizawathole engeke ngize ngiwasho okuhlekise ukuthi i-cold room iplug endaweni eyodwa la inkinga yami ekhona ukuthi uzothola umshushisi uyedwa ku-cold room uzothola ijaji futhi lilodwa so lokho-ke iy'nyoni zohlobo olulodwa vele ndiza ngandawonye and okuhlekisayo kwamabili kula ngikhuluma ngawo amathathu amabili ne-ballistic aspect yodwa
awuvele phela insizwa impela bemkantshubomvu
kulungile asazi senosivulela nje sibhodle mhla ijaji labagweba labafana sibhodle sikhale isithule ngoba lona cha liyafisa kanjani angazi kodwa leyo bagweba ngani ngoba yilokhuzana i-DNA yashaya eceleni noma bezama ukuyisekela kube indokho ama-phone records nawo ayibheke eceleni bazama ukwasekela yinokunye i-ballistic report nayo ngathi umlungu sazoyibhekisa eceleni noma bezama ukuyisekela ngayo yonke indlela okuhlesayo-ke kulamacala ade ngikhuluma ngawo kunomuntu oseconfessile ukuthi wakhokhela imali ethile kwathiwa akawukhomba i-AK igcitshwe eNatal yakhishwe eNatal yangabhukhwa ndawo yasiwa straight kumangena lokhu uthele kakhulu
uvuke ebusuku ehambe
and the problem ijaji kwakuyile ijaji ekhona njengamanje so ke vele kusho ukuthi ke noma ungafika nefakazi okumhlophe ebhaki bekuyajaji uyazala ngiyabonga cela uphethe labantu abengilalele
siyabonga Olizale thank you injalo indaba uyayithola indaba injalo indaba Olizale the views that of a caller not our views.
I felt this heaviness. I don't know if I'm the only one. Towards the end when a judge was getting
tough I got some of these things there.
I could feel like the heaviness. It's like
One thing that I can tell you after this case, such cases and I'm saying such cases, you know what I mean, inverted commas, they will fight tooth and nail to not have them on television. This case teaches a different aspect of a lesson. It becomes more difficult to take certain decisions, more difficult, because now everyone is watching and they want to know, how did you reach that position? Do you get me? Yeah. And consistently, unfortunately, man being the root of evil, these channels that would normally deny us that access, they cannot let it go. It's juicy, it's money. Senzo's case brings money.
Yes.
Viewership brings money.
Yes.
So therefore,
broadcasting it live.
They keep on putting it. Week in, week out, even if there's Madanga.
The CEO of SABC,
they put,
I never hambani no shooter lapha ecourt.
Injalo indaba. Let's press that like button like we mean it. Injalo kodwa indaba. Uyayibona nje indaba ukuthi this case ayona imnandi.
Yona isifundisile okuningi kade singakwazi ngale country yethu.
Yes, someone is saying, hi, Emily, you know, I saw that at the end. It was tough to put papers together. I was kwaze kwanzima. I wonder what is written on these papers. Unjalo nje. Indaba injalo. Guys, mina ngiyavala ngoba vele cha. Sibonge nje kulabo abafonile. Thank you very much. Thank you. We appreciate you. Press that like button and everyone else that is here. Unfortunately, I couldn't pop your chats because of, I think this computer was updated. When you update these things, then they start losing certain things. But yeah, I see you guys. I see Unzigele, Chikelo. Didi West, Sizwe 18, Lindy Malachi, Johannes, Hlanjiwe Sibanda, Busani Sibanda, Katleho, Kulego Mlotshwa, Lee Boshomane, Tobeka D, our moderator, and Saint Kumete, Sakimpungose, Patience Jane, the Jane, Javas, Mukhadi Modika, CCM vendor, I think, or vendor, or M because it's combined. Ngiyakubona nje ngibona nonke Mlambo Designs, Beeswax, Musankosi, Mavi, Molif Mokhatla, Molif Mokhatla, Pumelelo Lamini, Timberland, Kanye, Banu Just Farai, Lula Masrai, Pedro, Bona, Tozisi Langa, moderator, Matsidi, our member, Shanji, I've mentioned you. Pumizwane, our member, Lindy, I've mentioned Dulari Mokhobe, Lindan Dube, our member, Michael Maduna, CN09, Snace Bia, our member, Boy Tumelo, our member, Chote. Lungwana Lokovan Bona Mzamo Mtembu Prop Fall Martha Ndebele, Bulelani Jigo, Cecil Browns, yes, Cecil Browns. Nginifunda kanje ngoba vele namhlanje bese ngenayo pop up guys, so kumele ukuthi nginibonge nonke that we're here, even those who didn't crash. Ngiyakwazi uhlezi qhamuke ekugcineni. Thank you all for your time. Njomane 88 siyakubona yeah, uLucky Molebati siyambona, uSiba owethu Majibi siyambona. Sizwe, I've mentioned you. Thank you again, guys, all of you, for being here. We appreciate you. It is good to have you all the time. Also, Mzonzi, ube ngoqala nje ukhomenta. Chadi Mulwantwa naye be abanye who commented first. Mosotho Matseleng Madubedube. Siyakubona, thank you very much for being here. Owethu, I've mentioned you. Musakumete, I've mentioned you. Yeah, inja banu Ruzani Mulauzi. Thank you very much, Ruzani. Yeah, Pomekul Ignatia Heminas. Yeah, ngicabanga ukuthi nginibambe cishe nonke. If I missed you, I'm sorry. It's not my intention, but I'm just going through this as fast as I can. Press the like button. Thank you. We appreciate you. Emily. All is good. Bye-bye.
Lost for words. Tomorrow it is a date.